Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, Spokane Firefighters Local 29, Creative Music Learning Center, and North Idaho Events. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. We have a great lineup today, and you can see part of it back here, and there are two more joining us as well. So usually, I was talking with our producer, usually it's just a shot of me at the very beginning, and then go to the commercials. But today we have so many people.
Right, it's full house.
You get full house. It is a full house. Okay, wasn't there a program called?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Up front, as you can tell, I've got actors in the studio here from the Spokane Valley Summer Theatre. Lorna Hamilton, Ingrid LaVoie, and Andrea Olsen. Okay, and said she would kind of behave herself back there, but I'm expecting that.
I'm restraining from bunny ears.
Yeah, she is. This is what happens when you bring actors onto the set, right? Daniel Hahoney is with CEO Focus, and he'll be here to talk about his business and how he helps folks out. And Aracelis, did I get it right?
Yes.
All right, is going to be here, and she's the goddess, okay? You're going to have to stay tuned for that right after this.
We believe every person is created in the image of God with immeasurable beauty and worth, that people should not be defined by their present condition or past mistakes. We are all broken. We need each other. Healing for our brokenness begins with connection, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. And with healing comes change, the potential for joy and meaning. No one was created for mere survival on the streets, for an existence blurred by mind-numbing substances. Each person is created with a purpose, a unique gift no one else can offer the world. Our job is to help them rediscover it. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
I have some of my favorite people here because they're with the Spokane Valley Summer Theatre. I've got to get it in the right order, right?
You just don't say it too quickly, and then
Okay.
It's all good.
Well, Andrea Olsen, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. And I was asking you before we went on, what you're going to do this summer.
Yes.
And you said you're choreographer.
Yes, for Sister Act, and I'm really, really excited.
Are
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
But they're choreographers
They are
as well.
yes, absolutely.
So we'll dance around some of these questions.
Yeah, I
you
knew
that was coming.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a great program. Last year you saw unprecedented growth
Absolutely.
in terms of people coming to see it. I remember taking a friend of mine, Tom MacArthur, and he sat by me and during intermission said, "You didn't tell me this was professional theater, Ken."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Right here.
I had, but
Spokane.
he's getting close to my age, and so he hadn't remembered. But that really is the truth. I mean, I think back to The Sound of Music, and the opening and the rest of it. And that's a long play for
Yes.
a musical. It really is.
Yes.
And how great it was. I was totally impressed. Okay.
27 nuns or 23 nuns or something like that. It was,
Wow.
yeah, it was beautiful.
And so this year there is a fun lineup, and let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about what starts next week.
Yes,
Okay, so
absolutely.
what are the programs this summer?
Oh, well,
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank you for letting us come.
Oh, absolutely.
We have auditions next week, and because of your outreach, we're getting some really good responses.
Oh, nice.
So, I still want to encourage people
Yes,
to sign
absolutely.
up. We need a lot of people. But anyway, thank you.
Yes.
So this season is really exciting. As far as performances, we start in June. With Little House on the Prairie, which is the Northwest premiere of ever.
And it's a
having
musical.
performed.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that hasn't been done in our area at all.
Never. And
So
it's a fun show for the whole family.
yes, I would hope so. Little House
Little
on the
House
Prairie,
on the
right?
Prairie.
Yeah.
And then in July, we go to The King and I,
Okay.
and we're hoping for a lot of different ethnic backgrounds
Yes.
to come and audition. We want to be as authentic as we can.
Right.
And then we close in August with Sister
Sister
Act.
Act. Okay. There was somebody kind of famous in the movie, wasn't there?
Yes, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. She did at least 2, I think.
Yes, there
Okay.
was, yep.
Okay. Okay, for The King and I remember we had a fellow that did some commercials for us when I was back at Washington Water Power, which would have been 25, 30 years ago, who was a brilliant little actor, and it just amazed me as somebody who cannot memorize, more than, one sentence, and then I'm in trouble. And so my daughter, who loves plays, and I went to see him do The King and I. And so we started going to, the theater over, it used to be at the North Idaho College.
Oh, yes.
The Summer Theater over
Yes,
there, and they do a number of musicals
Yes.
and so forth. So that became our date. Every
Right.
so often, my daughter
Right.
and I go have dinner. I was going to say lunch. Dinner, and then go to the plays. And then to see what happened last year, I was just really so pleased. And
Yeah.
it was so professional. And everybody was so good. It wasn't just one star.
Sure.
It was,
Sure.
a troop of people who
Community.
really cared about it. So, so we're here to talk about it's time to sign up for auditions.
Absolutely.
And when we talked about this last week, it's not even those who have auditioned or been in something before. This is an opportunity. So talk about that, ladies, because I was fascinated with what you were saying. Okay.
So I think the goal of Spokane Valley Summer Theatre is to cast local actors.
Yes.
And to encourage just building the theatre community, the love for theatre, understanding that it is a family affair.
Yeah.
I take my 95-year-old mother-in-law to every show I'm in or participating in some way, and we love that. It's our memory. Together we talk about the shows, and of course the lineup we have, The King and I, of course, is a classic, and lots of people know it. But I think even as we talked as a team in auditioning, one of the goals was for everyone to feel like they are heard and seen, and that they are treated not just with respect but true kindness too, where they would just have the courage to come out, to want to come back. Even if they don't get cast, that it's a positive experience, that they understand there's a community of people that join together. It really is teamwork, and it takes everybody, and these shows are strong on children, and there'll be lots of kids this summer, which I love that. And so
even with the Sound of Music last year, there's some conflict, of course, on stage and so forth. With the Nazis and everything else going
Absolutely.
on. But what I walked away with to this day is that ensemble up there
Yes.
was a family.
And it
Yeah.
truly is. And one of the things that you'll hear backstage is that it takes a village.
Yes.
If there was one thing that we continue to say is everybody is important, and it really truly does take a village.
Yes.
So every single person on that stage, and even backstage, behind stage, on the lights, on
Do you have any
music.
good stage managers for The King and I?
not at
As a
all.
matter of fact, it's funny that you mention, but there is a young man, Colin Pittman.
Wasn't his name Colin?
Yes,
Colin.
that
Is
I
he
think
good,
maybe
though?
some of our
Colin.
viewers
Yeah.
might know who he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he's going to do a great job. But one of the secondary missions of Spokane Valley Summer Theatre is education,
Yeah.
and you touched on that, Ingrid. That we really, it's not just about let's put on these great shows, but it's also how can we teach our young folks that there is community in performance. It's not just about that person that is out front. Every single person.
And if you're out front, you've got support
you have
from
support.
everybody.
And you really couldn't be out front if not for all of that support. And it's just so
Mm-hmm.
true. So we really truly believe in the education aspect of it as well.
Well, and Yvonne has made a point also that this is a step above community theater
Right.
in that even the actors will get a stipend. So we're trying to aim towards a professional
Right.
theater in this area.
And for many, I'm going to guess this could be the start of their professional career,
It could.
right?
For
Well,
many,
we
it
we
is.
mentioned last week
Yes.
that as we speak, there's 6 to 8 young men and women in New York studying to be professional actors and
Who've
doing
been through
extremely
this.
well.
Wow.
Well, and
Who
we'll come
started?
back
Yeah.
this summer
That's true. They-
as well.
They
And just
love coming back.
What you missed out last week was my granddaughter
Yes.
was Zuzu in the Civic Theater production.
Well.
Her first time ever, she had to talk her mom, my daughter, into it. And when I talk about family up on the stage,
Yes.
she really felt that and
Yeah.
so forth. And you know, I don't care what kind of part you have, you really, you're an important part, whether you're the lead or.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and a great example is in Mamma Mia. My daughter,
Okay.
at 11 years, was on props.
Yeah.
And she really had a huge responsibility.
Ah, yes.
Because if that prop was not in that right place,
Go to reach for it.
then when
It's a
Mom went
little
to reach for it,
embarrassing. Yeah.
yes.
You're
so
going to hear
she
about it
really-
tonight.
And so again, it just shows that responsibility and that everybody is so important. Again, no matter what your job.
Okay, so when do the auditions start and how do people sign up? Let's get that information out.
Absolutely.
You have that right too.
Sure.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
So Monday
Monday,
is the
This
golden
coming
day.
Monday.
This
Yes.
coming Monday.
The
The
third.
6 days
So
away.
We can go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and you can sign up online
Okay.
at svsummertheater.com.
Okay, so if I want to try out for something, I'm going to be standing in front of 50 or 100 people?
No, these are
Okay.
closed auditions.
Okay.
And if you've never done this before, don't worry about it. If you want to sing Happy Birthday, it's a really good song to bring. Or you can prepare a wonderful song from Rodgers and Hammerstein, any show in the past, just to give an example of your vocal range.
Yeah.
But we need a lot of kids this season as well, so Happy Birthday works for me.
So if I come there to audition, I should bring how many crying towels for the folks?
3 to 4.
3 to 4,
3 to 4.
okay, yeah.
Yes.
You know, I'm starting to think, you know, I didn't know there was a Little House musical.
Yes.
Okay, so I've learned that
Sure.
already. I start thinking about the sister act, that does make sense. But I'm starting to think about The King and I. How many people in this area have never seen the stage production, much less even the movie?
Right.
Okay?
Well, in great part, it hasn't been performed in this area. I think people shy away from it because it's such a challenge to try to correctly, historically, and
Yeah, we're not Seattle.
exactly.
You know,
and
other
so
areas.
our goal of a 50% ethnic and racially
Representation.
equitable cast is really a
That's
lofty
going to be
goal.
a bit of a challenge,
Yes.
but you're working on it.
We are.
Yeah.
And we hear so much about cultural competence
Yeah.
and just racial sensitivity and equity. So this play is a display of that, and
Yes.
I hope we get to just
And
have
it's a
so many
wonderful
come out.
story too. And
It's a beautiful
Absolutely.
story.
I
The
remember.
music is beautiful.
Absolutely.
I remember first seeing it as a movie,
Mm-hmm.
of course, when I was much younger, almost another life. Yeah. Don't make.
I'm
any
not doing any
yeah.
math. It's okay.
Okay. No, you can't count that high. Okay. But anyway, one more time, how do people sign up?
Okay, so the best thing to do is to go online
Yes.
to svsummertheater.com.
Okay.
There are 5 to 10 minute slots.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Next week.
And
Next
then
week.
callbacks would be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow. So, and then how long before things are cast? A few weeks, a month?
Hopefully, I think by March,
Yes.
Okay.
we will have a really good
Yeah,
idea.
because people need to schedule their summer
Correct.
and everything
Right.
else that,
Summer
that goes
plans
with it. Yeah.
One other thing, though, is season tickets are on sale.
Yeah.
So talking about
Oh, yes.
how fun it is to take your family, your
Yeah.
daughter,
Yes.
for me, my mother-in-law.
That's great.
So the address Spokane Valley Summer Theatre.org will take you to that as well.
Okay.
And there are student, senior, and adult
Yeah.
packages.
Perfect. All right, ladies, I look forward to this summer. I think it's going to
gonna
be
be wonderful,
fabulous.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We are
Thanks
too.
for coming.
Thank
for
you so
all
much.
of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
We're going to take a
absolutely.
quick break. We'll be back right after this. Weather next.
Well, this is Bloomsday in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Bloomsday.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Bloomsday wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in second grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spokane Talks Weather Forecast. My name is Connor Kotzman, your official weather forecaster. Today, Spokane's weather looks to be mostly rainy with a high of 42, while this week looks to also be rainy, while tonight looks to be mostly cloudy with a low of 33. Today, Coeur d'Alene's weather looks to be mostly rainy with a high of 40, while tonight looks to be mostly foggy with a low of 34. Today, Cheney's weather looks to be mostly rainy with a high of 41, while tonight looks to be mostly foggy with a low of 34.
Well, welcome back. I have Dan Hahoney here with CEO Focus. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
Are you keeping out of trouble?
I am.
Okay, that makes one of us.
Good.
CEO Focus. That tells me a little bit maybe what you're doing, and you're working with CEOs to help them focus in on what they're doing?
That's very good. It's basically a practice that puts together owners and CEOs of companies that can serve as an advisory board for one another.
Okay.
Lots of smaller companies don't have sophisticated boards.
Right.
Sometimes the boards are the original family members who invested and started the company.
Right, right.
And
but sometimes you need to get out of that and beyond that, don't
you?
Yeah.
Right. And yet they also sometimes don't have highly sophisticated executive staffs the way larger companies do.
Right, right.
And so CEO Focus is an organization that puts a group of 10 or 12 of these type of owners and presidents together and allows them to share knowledge with each other,
Okay.
to share experience and perspectives with one another, and solve each other's problems.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know,
Because I don't care what business you're in, there's still a lot of the same type problems.
Oh, for sure.
How to hire and keep good people, the cash flow, how to best market, and so
Right.
forth. So how do you fit into this? You'll sit down with me as an owner of a small business and so forth. What would you be doing?
Well, I do two different things. I
Okay.
put the group together, and then I host half-day meetings once a month.
Okay, okay.
And in these meetings, we typically dissect one or two members' problems
Okay.
and apply the knowledge and the experience of 10 to 12 different people
Yeah.
who have worked on these issues before. Like you said, every company has customers.
Yeah.
Every company has suppliers. Every company has employees, and a lot of the issues are very similar.
And sometimes we want to go outside of our inner circle, meaning maybe our shop manager or shipping person or other people. We may have a staff of 3 or 4 or 5.
Right.
But sometimes we can't share some of our frustrations or challenges where when you sit down for a half day with folks, someone's been through that.
That is exactly
You
right,
know?
Kent.
Yeah.
Frequently what we hear these people say is that it's lonely in their
Yeah,
position.
yeah.
They don't have anybody in the company just like them.
Yeah.
And you put them in a group of people who are peers, who can empathize with them, who have a lot of experience with the same kind of issues.
Right.
And they can encourage each other, they can hold each other accountable, and they can share best practices
Yeah.
with one another.
How many groups and how often do you meet?
We meet once a month for half a day as a group, and then in addition to that,
Okay.
I provide 2 hours a month of one-on-one time to each member.
Okay.
And they get to dictate how that time is used.
Okay.
And it's different in every case.
I would bet.
Some of them want some coaching for themselves or for one of their people.
Yeah.
Some of them want help recruiting,
Okay.
hiring,
Okay.
help with a website, help with a marketing strategy. So it's different by member, and I just apply my 35 years of executive experience to those issues and help them out.
Yeah, talk about your 35 years because you started, in the Bay Area, I think?
I
or
did. I
something?
spent most of my career in Silicon Valley in
Okay.
the semiconductor industry.
Yeah.
Even before that, I've been a student and a practitioner of leadership from
Yeah.
my time at West Point and as an Army officer.
Ooh.
And I found many of those lessons can applied in business
Yeah.
very well. Respecting people, learning to trust your subordinates and empower them rather than push them back down.
Yeah.
Giving credit where credit is due. And
That's so
learning
true.
to fill in your weaknesses with the strengths of other people.
Yeah, yeah.
And never pretending like you know it all.
No.
And those lessons applied in every environment that I've ever worked in.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of a simplistic approach to just what you said, but people who have known me for a number of years ask me how I do what I do with all the new electronics and everything else.
Right.
And my answer is I have people under 30 that
Yeah.
work with me, okay? And they seem to know.
Naturally.
And in some cases, I don't even want to learn, okay? I want to learn enough to know that it can be done.
Right.
But I want them, because they can naturally sit down and do things that I would spend hours on, and I can give you several examples, but we don't have that long of a program.
Right.
Okay, but I mean, it's really true. Question, today, we're seeing a lot of the millennials out there, okay? So when you sit down with somebody not quite as old as me, but older than they are, that's the owner of the company, that might be in their 50s or whatever it might be, what kind of advice and how have you worked with those CEOs in dealing with a whole different generation that come at things a little different than
Right. They
some of
certainly
us
do.
did?
They
okay?
certainly do. What I tell them is that unlike people who grew up when I did,
Yeah.
they typically want to know why they're doing things.
Okay.
As opposed to just following instructions.
Interesting.
And the better that you communicate with these people, with the millennial generation in particular, the better the results that you get from them. And if you make them feel like they're on the same team
Right.
and connect them directly to the mission, they'll do as well as any generation.
Yeah, that's interesting. I had not really thought of it that way, but you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. So you really come away, You learn a lot, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot from teaching. I'm also an
Yes.
adjunct in Whitworth's MBA program.
Okay, yes.
And while I love teaching and I love meeting the students, these
Right.
motivated, smart people who are giving up their own time to get an MBA at night,
Yes.
I find myself learning with every class as well.
Yeah. Well, here at 73, we're still learning.
Good job.
Okay? I mean, you know, and my joke is, I wish I had the interest in learning back in high school and college that I do now.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's hard to admit that.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you in your business?
The best way is through my email,
Okay.
daniel.mahoney79
Okay.
at gmail.com, and they can also check us out at our website, www.ceofocus.com.
Okay. All right. Are you having fun?
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
This is really the best part of my entire career.
You know, and it is for me too.
Mhm.
And I think of people who have been stuck in jobs forever, probably sometimes even in the same job, or they've had to
Right.
move for one reason or another, who can't look back and say, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I think we only get one chance at this life, okay, that we can walk away going, I created something, I did
Yeah.
something, I learned something.
Yeah.
That is important too.
I agree. And to me, the most satisfying thing you can do is help develop other people and help them to succeed.
Right.
Selfishness doesn't generally produce happiness.
No, it doesn't. Dan, thank you. Great
pleasure
job.
to
You're
meet
doing
you.
you're doing some good work out there.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. We're going to take
Appreciate
a quick break, and we're going to come back with the goddess right after this.
Hi, this is Tim Lane with State Farm with your quick winter tip. One of the most common questions I get is about trees and who's responsible for a fallen tree or branches. The answer comes down to negligence. If your neighbor's tree falls and damages your home, vehicle, or personal property due to a weather-related incident, then your insurance company would cover that as a non-fault loss. If you can prove negligence against your neighbor, city, or county, then they are legally responsible for your damages. If you have any coverage questions or would like a second opinion on your insurance, call my team and I at Tim Lane State Farm at 509-926-5135.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
I had no idea how to be an adult, let alone a mom. I grew up in over 20 foster homes, so I partied to escape. I wanted to change, but I had no idea what to do. UGM showed me that healing begins with the heart, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. My kids and I started over with a whole new foundation. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
The goddess is here. Aracelis.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You did.
I've done
Perfectly.
it twice today, right? That's it.
I
okay?
had confidence in you
Oh,
the whole
thank
time.
you. Thank you. Yeah, you're going over it. Yeah, get it right. You know, and all that. The goddess oils.
Yes.
What is that about?
Okay, well, Goddess Oils is my company. It's a CBD skincare line.
Okay.
And it is the evolution of skincare.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So how? You obviously didn't wake up one morning and decide to do this.
Right.
Where did that come from? What's a little history?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm an earth goddess, and I am always looking for new nutrients or homeopathic herbs that heal the body.
Yes.
And I got into cannabis about 3 years ago with a processing facility I own with my husband.
Okay.
And we that's where I learned the difference between THC and CBD
Right.
and the cannabinoid receptors within the body.
Okay.
And so I started taking CBD, just ingesting it.
Okay.
And I liked what I felt it was doing for my body.
What did it do?
I feel like there's a calming agent to it, far as people that have anxiety. I don't really think I suffer from anxiety, but I felt just like as if it was a vitamin. It just kind of gave me that extra boost that minerals and vitamins give to our body.
Right,
so
right.
I did feel like it was something positive that I added to my supplemental dietary.
Okay. So do you take CBD daily then?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So I started taking CBD, ingesting it, and I said, God, I really like what it's doing for my body. I wonder what, and I started studying it more. What could it do for my skin? Because I only use natural oils on my skin. And when I created a formula that it was just so amazing.
Yeah.
The results I had and the response I was getting from people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what counts, if people like it and they see results, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that was just for my own self, Kent, initially.
Wow.
What do you have on your skin? Especially out here in the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
It's so dry.
Yes.
So when I created this formula and I would put it on my skin, it gave me a suppleness to my skin that would last throughout the day. And so I created a formula, and I said, you know what, this is great stuff. I'm going to focus on this.
Good for you.
And and I brought it to market, and it's been doing very, very well.
So you're selling online?
Yeah, I have an e-commerce,
Okay.
goddessoils.net.
Okay.
And then I have for the wonderful Pacific Northwest ladies.
Yes.
I am in a few spas, and I also am being Pilgrims also is carrying my product, and that's in Idaho.
Okay.
And so I'm super excited.
Yeah. Are you having fun with this?
Ken, I am.
Because it can be a challenge starting and doing business.
Oh, it is when you, but I'm passionate about it. So
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it. I believe so much in the herb.
Okay.
And the homeopathic attributes of the herb.
Okay.
I feel there's a reason why it's been tried, they've been trying to keep it off the market for so long.
Right.
Because it is a gift from Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And so I am so grateful.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited. I have the topical, and now I'm doing research and development for my ingestible.
Okay.
That's going to be tested this coming week because, like I said, I believe so much in the homeopathic, so I want to have my own ingestible as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you selling in Washington here?
Yeah, absolutely.
With the e-commerce, certainly.
Oh, all over the U.S. where it's permittable.
Right.
And so absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I started taking, a year ago, Thanksgiving time, I had a very bad back. In fact, I was in such pain, I had to sit on the couch at Thanksgiving. It was just so bad. And they gave me the steroids and everything else. And then, I'm going to say 6-7 months ago, I started with the CBD, and it seems to be helping.
Oh, absolutely.
And people would ask me, is it working? And my answer was, I don't know. But then I didn't get a refill for a while, and then I knew.
Then you could tell the
difference.
difference.
I could tell the difference because you tend to live with some pain, especially when you're my age anyway, but then I saw the change.
You did see the difference in your remedy.
Yeah.
Did it have THC, Kent? Do you know if it had THC in it?
It did not.
It did not have
any.
any.
Not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So that's really important too, because it's not federally regulated. So you want to know what is in your oil,
right,
and
right.
That's what is really important to me. I only make 4 quarts of my oil at a time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I get it tested by Trace Analytics here in Spokane because it's really important that you know what is in the oil and the percentages.
Right.
And it's amazing. CBD, like you said, it goes all the way through all layers of the skin and to the muscle.
Right.
suggest a little THC if you're going to heal the muscle or the bone.
Yeah.
But this is what I am.
And I should probably be doing the topical stuff too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, so you ingested it.
Yes.
You ingested it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good because it's able to get to your bloodstream
Right,
that way.
right.
Absolutely.
But I've not tried the topical yet. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like the next step to see. And
Oh,
and so
wonderful.
forth.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful stuff, and I believe that you can get, a little bit of THC. Now, because my product doesn't have any THC in
Okay.
it, that it's commercial. It's a commercial product, and it goes, like I said, through all the layers of the skin, regenerating the skin and healing the skin at a cellular level. It's amazing stuff. It's
Yeah.
amazing stuff. But the ingestible is going to be also with no THC in it.
Okay.
And you can get the healing
Yeah.
from that. A higher percentage too.
Okay.
So you don't know what the milligrams were that you took.
I don't. I know what the bottle looked like when I went in.
Yeah.
And I want that again. Okay.
Yeah,
It was my
absolutely.
first time in a store like that.
Oh.
I mean, so it was, all new experience.
Absolutely. So you went to a dispensary. Did you
Yes,
go to
yes,
dispensary?
here in town. Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's such a taboo about it, Kent. It's a
Yeah.
healing herb. Once you remove the psychotropic, which is the THC, or
Right.
if you have because you have a very small percentage of
Right,
THC
right.
to be sold in the dispensaries.
Okay.
But you can. I've given ingestible to my mother.
Okay.
There's no psychotropic. That's
Right,
where
and that's what you want to avoid.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to feel anything either. I'm a businesswoman. And those days are gone.
Well, they're way gone for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's not compare ages
Yeah,
here.
no,
okay.
yeah. Well, lady never tells. But
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. But so we should remove the taboo for it. It is
Yeah.
a healing herb, just like aloe vera or any other type of
Right.
herb that is healing. But this is special stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. How can people get in touch with you?
Oh, absolutely. They can go to my website, goddessoils.net.
Okay. They don't have to remember how to pronounce your first name.
No, they don't.
Okay. Boy, they luck out, don't they?
Yeah. It is. It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, and one last thing, Ken,
Yes.
I wanted to tell about my product is that I've had amazing results with skin ailments. So my
Okay.
initial market was beautification, regeneration of the skin, suppleness, all that. And a client of mine, Kendra from Whole Body Med Spa in Spokane,
Okay.
she's currently carrying Goddess Oils and she's doing some treatments and whatnot.
Okay.
She had psoriasis.
Oh, yes, yes.
And she asked me if it could help her, and I said I didn't know because it was
Nothing to
I'm
lose,
new- Yeah,
though.
but and usually I just say here, try my product.
Right.
It speaks for itself.
Right.
And the results were amazing.
Really?
Yeah. And so I brought this here, Ken. I wanted to show you this.
Okay.
This
Let
is-
me.
if you could.
Oh, she's got it. Okay, he's got it on the.
Oh, he's got
great.
it all
Right.
awesome. That's a
Yeah.
before and after of
Wow.
her, and so this is revolutionary to the industry.
Okay.
I'm really filled with such happiness.
Yeah, and some of us, even guys, as we start to get older, start to show
A little-
age spots and everything else. Don't
Well, yeah, but it's wisdom. Some people don't get that. They
Yeah.
don't get it.
I'll
there,
blame it to
but-
wisdom.
Yeah, yeah.
No, my family won't let me do that. But
yeah, but this, like my oil,
Yeah.
and it is Goddess Oils
Okay.
because I'm so connected to divine feminine energy, and I believe every woman's a goddess.
Yeah.
But our kings can also wear this.
Okay.
Okay, so
Thanks.
absolutely, not to feel intimidated at all as a man for using Goddess Oils.
Right.
you
So
know.
how can they find you again?
Oh, goddessoils.net. And if you're out here in Coeur d'Alene, you can, Pilgrims is also carrying it
Okay.
in a few spas.
All right, great. Thank you.
Ken, thank you.
Great job. All
oh,
right.
And this is for your wife.
Ooh, okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Pulse of Spokane.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, Spokane Firefighters Local 29, Creative Music Learning Center, and North Idaho Events. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Spokane Talk